Indonesia, ISF WEC 2023, and the 31st SEA Games in Vietnam 2021. Don't forget as well, RRQ and MSC 2022 in the grand finals lost. First runner-up against RSGPH.
Oof. Well, unfortunately for Vin, that is the case. We'll see what he gets to get his hands on in match number 2 right here with the land slot already secured for Bigatron. Very flexible, can still go for the hybrid build we always talk about. Against this team, that might be the way to go, man. It's a lot of dangers lurking as Dewa will ban away this Novaria as well.
I don't know the plan for Dewa United right now, man, because so far there has been no stopper for this Claude, for this Lancelot to pop off. And like, all the options that you have has already been banned. Like
Minotaur
is probably the best way to go here, but it's gonna be the Chow and also the Martis who's gonna be on the mid lane. It might be the Chow, it might be the Export. We're gonna see here. I think it's gonna be the Chow, right?
Yeah,
surely.
It should be the Cho. We've seen this combination before.
0 magic damage, man.
Yeah, that's kind of wild from Dewa. I mean, I guess they're really banking on the hybridness of the X-Borg.
Or use the Angela as damage. We've seen a damage
We've seen
book
he do
Angela.
that. No, it hasn't really worked out.
Exactly. We haven't seen great results. Final pick here for Bigatron. Is it gonna be a roamer? Is it gonna be an EXP? Something to just throw off Dewa United. Right now, front line and security, safety for the back line is something that they require.
Kufra might be an option here.
Kufra?
Yeah. Or maybe a Franco. Oh. Okay, so it's going to be Esmeralda up against the X-Borg on the EXP lanes. Surely, there you go, Dixon on that X-Borg. So Super Fan will use as this Grok to kind of counter the Brody that has 0 escape skills whatsoever outside of that Flicker. I gotta say, man, it's looking pretty bad for Dewa United right now. Like, I am full on putting my stocks on the BTR.
Yeah, that Esmeralda's really going to give a big blow over to that Angela, man. That hard guard, not as impactful as you would expect up against Esmeralda, can bypass that, but still up against the rest, that hard guard can still deal a lot, have a lot of impact in the game. So it really depends on how they utilize the hard guard, when they utilize the hard guard, execution, but no magic damage.
I think for Bigatron, there's also a concern of the lack of crowd control. The only thing they have at their disposal is the wild charge coming from Vin, and maybe the falling Star Moon, but for Super Sorizo, usually he doesn't really participate that directly in a fight. So it's going to be a bit of a kiting situation right here. And fortunately for Bigatron, they do have tools to maneuver out of danger.
Let's see, will Bigatron Alpha be able to go back to their previous form with this game against Dewa United?
Well, we'll have to find out, man. Sive with the Purify, just respecting the cast potential from the side of Dewa United. They have all it takes to start snowballing, man. A solid pick-off hero like the Troll and a very strong jungler. They can complete the snowball with the help of a roamer that can just be so, well, I say roamer, but he's actually mid lane.
Very aggressive already from Lanaya and Kaze. This is what you can come to expect here, but Moreno now with Ken, who's opted to actually rotate over. That's a retribution used up by Ken. No orange buff just yet. Sorizo versus 4 members with the help of Super Vin. Not going to be knocked up by Shaco with that Jikundo. Sorizo might be taken out. Nope, still able to escape. Uses that Purify. And now it is Bigatron Alpha just responding to the proactive movements. But BTR actually got the dub here. Super Ken will be able to clear much faster than Lanaya, who's burnt out a lot of his resources.
Already very low too. It might be okay. There you go. He's going to secure that Lethal Wonder, but Super Vin is still gonna be invading the jungle, knowing Lanaya is very, very low and might be looking for a steal. But Shaco also is gonna do the same. Super Ken, level 3, Shaco has to use the Flicker.
Has to, unless Jikundo resets the Shunpu. Super Ken still chasing though. Oh, another dash that misses. Oh, even the retry used up. And Shaco gets out without using the Flicker. A big win for Dewa now. They can utilize that. But remember, Vin's doing the same thing to Lanaya on the other side of the map. So, no, not a big win. They've still lost a lot of pressure. Lanaya, they're forcing a retry out. And that might be it for the Turtle. No retry for Lanaya, and Super Vin still holding his ground in the enemy jungle. You can see Super Ken with an instant response onto the Turtle.
Bigatron Alpha is using the AoE to their advantage right here, but they have to be careful of the Troll, man. This is why it's so annoying. Very aggressive, but at the same time, very survivable and hard to punish. Super Ken won't be able to do it earlier, but now, the Marcus can't really contest this Turtle. This might be the comeback that they require.
Oh, so random, a good kick forward. Lanaya gonna fall. Beautiful way the Dragon here. This one goes in for the last Insanity, connecting onto Moreno and finding a trade mid lane for jungler. Who does it favor?
It's definitely Pikachu Alpha because they also have the turret, the turtle in hand. Super Ken, zero threat whatsoever from Lanaya. In the case of victory, we also mentioned that they have to create space for Lanaya to be able to win those retribution battles, to be able to take the objectives. But so far in this game, not even Lanaya is doing a good job in that jungling area because he has been too aggressive, getting jumped real low, and he cannot be aggressive on that turtle take.
You gotta look at the composition, right? For Pikachu Alpha, they have a very late game, a solid composition for the late game with the Esmeralda, Valentina, and Claude. And on the other hand, for Dewa United, there's a Marcus, there's a Brody, so they should be actually winning in the early game, but Megatron is putting up a fight.
Hard guard coming down, Shaco with the Jikundo into a Way of the Dragon, bringing Super Finn back, but it's only Super Finn here. What? Ooh, good kill. That was actually moved over to Watt. He claims it for free. That's a Tornapart memory to poke Scythe down, but you can see Steel Light Plates definitely already picked up there. No. Yeah, actually Steel Light Plates. There you go.
Well, look at the emblems right here, tenacities on everyone. They know that Pickoff is the name of the game for the snowball, for the rotation. Super Ken actually missed on the orange.
Miscalculation, it was reset earlier. Lanaya still holding on to it. What? A decimation from Moreno, using it again for Shaco, but Shaco with another miss there on the Way of the Dragon. Forced to back away, Super Cerezo tries to zone Lanaya out. They will be able to claim this orange buff. Well, maybe not. Cerezo's right here. Lanaya's going to be taken very low. Look at that damage coming in from Cerezo. Taken very low again. Oh, it's a decimation, but Moreno's able to just dish out the damage in that barrier. Get walled in game number 1. 4 minutes in. Last Insanity. Say goodbye to Super Vin. He'll be taken out.
Gotta say, man, this is not the way to go for Dewa United because so far it has been a responsive battles or responsive team fights from their team because this is, again, late game. I think Pikachu Alpha has this in the bag because there's no magic damage whatsoever. Super Ken, even Vin, actually going for Warrior Boots instead of the usual tough boots that he has.
Dewa United, man, they're just not getting the engagements they need. Pikachu Alpha is still the team that's dictating everything. Looking at the talent prediction by Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. Oh, look at the fight though.
Way of the Dragon used up, but look at Shaco now. Caught in the wild charge, and even Scythe now with a blazing duet. That's a stolen hard guard that was used up onto Scythe, but I don't think he deals enough damage to really take Shaco down. No kill threat. Dewa seems to be like they're looking for another opening in the skirmish. Watt still was just left alone in that bottom lane, clearing out the wave. Let's talk a little bit about this gold lane matchup. Scythe has been doing, Shive has been doing pretty good for himself.
Shiva just not losing out against the Brody. Considering how we've been talking about the Claude just not being ideal, not being so good right now, he's actually proving us quite wrong, considering the amount of action you've seen in that lane. But so far, it's more of a roaming thing. Pikachu Alpha is just outmaneuvering Dewa United at every turn. Now with the conceal, are they going to try and get something more?
Shaco's alone. I don't know about this. I think for BTR, yeah, they'll just be happy with a turret. They don't even want to go for Shaco until the turret gets taken out. That Terrify cancels any sort of engage. Super Ken diving deep, even a wild charge and a flicker, but Watt is able to react to that. Now the Tornapart memory used up just to chuck them. But for right now, Watt, I don't think he's hit that item power spike.
Yeah, definitely not. And you can play responsive, but if your response is like this, it's going to be hard for you in the late game. Dewa United Esports has to figure something out because right now they're down about 3k gold lead against the robots as Cerezo just also dominates the XP lane matchup, getting the turret in the top lane.
He has just finished a brute force breastplate as well. It has one speedy Esmeralda all the way in the EXP lane, just the way Cerezo likes it. For Dewa United, they have to try and make something happen, and everything falls on the shoulders of Shaco. On this troll, he can make or break the game, but he has not been able to find a good pickoff.
Look at Cerezo just constantly there. Last Insanity, stolen Super Moreno with an explosion to the back and the blazing duet from Shive as well. Dewa United forced out of this turtle contest, and it's free for the red robots.
Yeah, it's free real estate for a Super Ken. Dewa United Esports on the back foot. And Cerezo actually going for basic common emblem instead of the support emblem or mage emblem before, just like Banana. So I expect there's not going to be any enchanted talisman or magic regen item. Maybe Thunderbelt is okay, but enchanted talisman, no way.
We'll have to see how he rounds out that build. But for Super Vin, going with the Antiquiras means he's even more troublesome to burst down in the front lines. And for Dewa United, you can see that Lanaya is slowly but surely losing out on that early game power spike, falling further behind. He is not able to even walk into his own jungle.
It's got to be 12 level, 3 level difference from, it's going to be 2 actually, from Super Can and also Lanaya. Things are not looking good for this early game composition of Dewa United. Martyrs will start to fall off. Brody will start to fall off. What is going to be the solution for Dewa United Esports, man? Like, this is looking really bad.
Looking at the items right here, Golden Staff completed for Sive in the gold lane, and now they go in.
Wow, charged by Vin from out of nowhere! And now it's a full dive with a random execution. Shaco tries to go for a desperate wave, the dragon, but what just happened? In an instant, Dewa have lost 4. You blink and you miss it. BTR have taken full control of game number 1.
That is a decisive play, man. Dewa United have no idea what hit them. They're just grouping around, waiting for an engage, but now even Lanaya.
A full dive onto Lanaya, beating out a hard guard. I don't know, I would say that's actually pretty value. Getting a hard guard out and now even taking orange buff. And again, the way they're able to just use the domino effect to take more turrets across the board. 3 tier 2s without the first lord even.
That is crazy, man. They're actually fighting on the tier 2 tower without any care in the world. Just gotta juggle out the turret aggro quite well. You have Lancelot, you have a lot of healers that can dive really well, and Pikachu Alpha is using that to perfection. The program is definitely has been set, and it's good program against the Apostles of God. Coach Aldo doing work for BTR as Dewa United. What? Might be getting spun out here? Nope. Okay.
Ooh, they're gonna go straight for this Lord, taking it out. Dewa United have no idea. They don't really have a choice either. Bigatron Alpha asserting dominance, approaching the 10k gold difference mark. Now it's gonna be the difficult part though, sort of, because they don't really have a lot of long range for the siege. The Brody is also on the side of Dewa, so it might be a bit difficult for them to take down these turrets unless they have the Lord. So Dewa can try and make something happen. It is looking pretty grim though.
Can play as aggressive as you can see. Oh my goodness, not that aggressive, bro. Jump to half HP, but still gets away with very safely too. So Rizzo, like taking all of it, but still full HP, just healing up to full. Sive so far, a perfect debut, 2-0-3, even though he doesn't really show up like, oh my goodness, he's the best gold laner in the world, but still, I'd say it's a very solid debut for a rookie.
Well, so far, especially in a 1v1 against Watt, right? A man with so much experience, he's doing pretty good. But we keep our eyes out for Super Ken, just making plays happen, just confusing Dewa United as the Lord crashes onto the base turret.
Shiva, you can see him already just eating up this turret up top. It's a free base turret with the first Lord. Incredible value for Bigatron Alpha. Super Cerezo continues the zoning in front. Look at Vin. He's looking for a good flank. That's a falling star wound into the front. Super Ken missed the puncture. Now forced to use a phantom execution defensively. Sive is there, chunking the turret down. Not enough to take that mid lane base turret out for just now in the 10th minute. But with the base turret taken out already, 11,000 gold lead in the first 10 minutes. Is there a way for Dewa to come back with no magic damage?
Without magic damage, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Bigatron Alpha, they have to deal with very one-dimensional damage. They're going in.
Last Insanity, just taking the Firaga armor out, but that's it. That's their frontliner. Forced back 2 base turrets now, and a 12,000 gold lead building up to be.
I think the solution is just wait for a mistake. Like, that's it, right, Rashi? Because so far, if they play the usual way Dewa United are made to be, or like the composition, like the perfect way to play it, it's still gonna be hard for you to handle Bigatron Alpha's engage, especially with Vin. So far has been on point with his wall charge and the invades against Lanaya. 3 levels behind for this jungler against Lancelot.
The tough part right now is the fact that Bigatron Alpha, they're just playing reactive, especially Sive, right? He just waits in the back, waits for something to happen, and he just outsput the damage. And look at that, Lanaya gets shredded down. And they don't really have an answer. Whew. Just in a short period of time, Lanaya just cannot tank in the front anymore. And you can see that for Dewa, they're forced to itemize so much more diversely with the Radiant Armors, with the NODs, also trying to deal with that shielding coming in from the Esmeralda. So a lot more problems available from the Architect. And Bigatron, they're just playing it slow and steady, increasing the gold gap. And I think the only way that something happens right here is if Shaco makes something happen, right? Otherwise, if the fights just play out like they're supposed to, quote-unquote, Bigatron Alpha has this in the bag.
Final
best,
picture.
I'll say the best scenario here is just Shaco gets a good pick off towards Super Ken, but no way he's gonna get there in time, or like just going for Super Fin actually there, but Moreno is just gonna zone them away quite easily as Super Ken. Another free objective take. Things have gone from bad to worse for Dewa United Esports.
We're talking about the lack of diversity in damage, but even against Super Soriza right now, he's just way too tanky. Even going for the Ice Queen's one, because he's just so untouchable in this game. No real source of DPS. Because if Brody focuses too much damage onto the Esmeralda, that means everyone else has free space to move around. I think Dewa United, they just have to wait for the Lord to come in and hope that they can try and find something.
Endless Battle has been secured too from Super Ken, and right now it's a 14k gold lead for a Bigatron Alpha. This is like the perfect program against Dewa United. What is going to be the outcome of that program? We'll see about that in a second for the siege of Bigatron Alpha.
They need to try to hack the system somehow, some way. Shive chucking that Lord down below, sieging it down. Shaco getting poked as well. Super Ken now looking for an angle to go in. That's a last insanity from Super Moreno. Trying to join in. Super Vin with a wild charge onto two. Knocking them up, and it's a full collapse for Bigatron Alpha. Shive just guns them down. It's a triple kill for Super Ken. Could have been a maniac, but BTR, they decide to end the game early so that we can go to game 2.